So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So we're gonna talk today about faith and what faith really means and what faith really is. So let's talk about it, guys. So faith, right? Faith is believing in something that you can't see. Faith is being able to believe and know that you giving your all to something that not others may understand, because faith is not seen or really heard. Okay, it's something that you have to have faith in something, right? That not necessarily could be explained. So it's trusting with all your heart that God got you no matter what. Is trusting that your prayers are being answered, are being heard in the first place, and are being answered afterwards. Okay? Believing in what you can't necessarily see, hear, or some people speak to. That is having faith. Believing in all your heart that it is true, and that what God says about you is true, and everything that's to come is true, right? Some people, it's hard for you to have faith or have belief, especially in something that happened so many years ago, right? Because this happened so many years ago. Some of you may be asking yourself, like, you know, why should I believe in this, that, and the third? What's going on? So it's believing and trusting that God got you no matter what the circumstances are, that he's gonna bring you out from that circumstance, that he's gonna bring you out of that situation, that he's gonna bring you out, and you're gonna be able to stand on your own 2 feet and be able to be good at the end of the day. Okay? And for some of you, it is hard. It's hard because it was hard for me too at one point. I have to be honest, it was hard for me too. It was like believing in what? And then, you know, once I became a believer, it was different. It was so different. But at the beginning, it was hard. I asked people, Jehovah's Witnesses used to knock on my door, and I used to tell Jehovah's Witnesses, where did God come from? And they couldn't answer that question. I said, I know where Jesus came from, but where did God come from? They couldn't answer me. I said, well, you Jehovah's Witness, you read the Bible? Why you can't tell me about God? I will close the door right in their face. Well, kinda, not really, but I'll close the door. And I used to be like, I'm not gonna believe in what you say. You Jehovah's Witness knocking on my door, this and that and the third. You can't tell me where God come from. So why should I even give you the time of day, right? That's how I thought back in the day. But then when I started going to church and I started reading the Bible and I saw Jesus, I realized that this is the true way to worship Jesus. The true way to worship Jesus is to pray. It's to believe when you don't have nothing else to believe in. It's to worship because he is the only Almighty King, and he is the only one that could lead us to God. Without him, you can't get to God. So if you don't find the Messiah, the King, you ain't gonna find him, because he only stands with his Father. So you have to believe. You have to worship. Worshiping 3 times a day, 5 o'clock in the morning is his wake up time to pray. Around 12, his other time to pray in the afternoon, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. 6 o'clock, 5 to 6 o'clock at night is his next time to pray. Okay? And he's saying 6. So that was my routine. I said I will believe, and I believed, and I had faith, and he revealed himself, and he showed me his face. And if that isn't believing, shoot, believing with all your might, even though you haven't seen the Messiah, and then seeing the Messiah, oh yeah, that's a blessing. Okay? Believing with all your faith and all your might that he got you no matter what. That's what having faith truly is. Going through your life and praying to him and having a relationship with him and worshiping him and knowing that he's going to come through no matter what. That is having faith. That is having faith and believe in him no matter what. Because you could sit there and read the scriptures all you want, but how you know how to apply it to your life if he is not there? How you know what pertains to your life if he is not there with you? You won't possibly know. You'll make your own assumptions. And that's the part that's wrong with us humans. That we're quick to go through our own assumptions, but we're not quick to go to him and ask him, what does he need us to do? What is the best option or course for us to go on? That's the difference. You need to believe with all your faith and all your might that he can do it, that he can move the mountains, and he sure will move the mountains. He did it for me, and he's still doing it. That is believing. That is having faith. Even when the odds are against you, you still keep your faith. You still keep your belief, and you still say what God said about you. You still say what he says about you. You still say what he says to you. If he tell you you're gonna go through something, but you're gonna come out, believe it. If he tells you he got you, believe it. If he tells you you're gonna be baptized, believe it. Believe it. If he tells you anything, believe it. Please believe it, because he is there and he knows exactly where he's gonna take you. He sure is. So with this I say, now you know.